These are the things I would do differently if I started selling on Whatnot today. So I know a lot of you out there are probably new to Whatnot, may not even have the app downloaded, or you're thinking about selling on it, or anything in like that in between. This is the things I would do differently. First, starting off, I would get a lot more organized. This is something I didn't do in the early days when I started back in 2025. It was around the June, July, around the summertime when I first started doing it. I would just kind of sell cards at random, throw up auctions, and kind of talk with people a lot. And don't get me wrong, I love talking, love the engagement, love the community. And of course, that took probably 4 or 5 hours in some of my streams, even. But the first thing I would do is get organized. For example, here, I already have cards that I'm selling on my shows laid out. As you can see here, I bought binder collections or just collections in general and kind of pieced them together and organized them. And of course, then thrown up a show, and more importantly, scheduled a show. And that's another point that I want to add. Make sure you're scheduling shows and know what you have before you go live. That way, obviously in this particular pile, I know that I have a good around 100 cards ready to go. I've got my slabs ready to go that I'm going to be selling. And that kind of gives me a good representation of what I've got going on. And the whole organization behind that, it just helps the flow so much better, especially with my pre-numbered top loaders, my little giveaway that I was giving in this particular show. Now, this is an old show that I've already done. For those of you wondering, this is not a show that I have planned doing or anything. This is a show that I've already done, but I'm using this footage before I was about to go live on that show to kind of show you my process and how that works. Again, that's what I would do differently when it comes to organization. I would also go ahead and pre-mark cards. For example, in this one, I have moderately played, heavy played on some of them. I already kind of marked them with a Sharpie of like, what condition that card is. And that's another thing too. And that's kind of, that one's kind of, should be commonly known, but sometimes we miss things and kind of look over things. Always make sure you go over your cards. You don't have to inspect them for a long time. Of course, if you buy them near mint, they're probably near mint if you're buying from a reputed, a good seller. But sometimes some can pass people's eyes, and mine included, where they weren't the best shape or something like that, even though if they were declared not near mint, some of them could be heavy played, damaged, or something like that. Happens. It's nobody's fault. It's just, sometimes cards can be in a little bit worse condition. That being said, like I said, I always like to check mine, go over that. And that's something I didn't do in the beginning stages. Again, I would kind of just pre-grade it, so to speak, for the condition or whatever very quickly while I was on the live. And that just took too much time because someone would ask, hey, can I see this? Can I see this? And in reality, if I'd have done that ahead of time and said, hey, look, these are all near mint, most of the time the shows would have gone a lot quicker because people already would have known, and I would have already inspected those cards beforehand. And of course, then could have put them straight into their top loader and then straight to their new home. All right, on this next portion, I want to talk about the top loaders again. As you can see here, my process usually, if I know I have a show coming up or I'm about to buy a new commission, or I got a bunch of collections coming in the mail and I'm about to do some grading, I do a lot of grading as well. Always make sure you're pre-numbering your top loaders. Now, you can do this with a marker if you want. A lot of people say, oh, I like to just do a marker. That's fine, but I would really employ I would encourage you to go ahead and pre-number that with the marker. So go ahead and write 74, 75, 76, and so forth on the top loaders. That way the marker is already dried and you already know which number is which. That way when you throw a card up and it's penny sleeve, you can go ahead and just throw that in the top loader. Okay, this is number 1, and so forth and so on. That just kind of gives you that extra level of preparedness. The last one that I would do is make sure you have a very, very good label printer. If you're in the market for one, I do have a link in the description below. I use this every single day for my eBay sales, my Whatnot sales, even when I'm shipping off cards to grade. It's for my labels, for FedEx and USPS and all that. This thermal label printer has changed the way I do it. It comes with its own app right here. This is the app you would download with it. And this is kind of where the process where I kind of show you how to use it. That particular one, you'd click the Shipping Printer Pro app. You'd click on the file of whatever that particular label was. You can save those from Whatnot directly. And then you would just scan them. And then the printer, once it's connected, very, very easy. Once you plugged it in, you can crop it how you want it. And then you can just simply click the little printer icon right there, and it'll print off whatever you have selected. That being said, those are the things that I would do differently if I started selling on Whatnot today. If you guys want to sell on Whatnot today, feel free to use my referral link in the bottom, and you can join in my lives and I'll show you how to sell. That being said, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. Be sure to like and subscribe, and I'll see you guys in the next video. Thanks for watching. Leave your comments down below if you have any questions about selling on Whatnot.